Hi guys, I just want to walk you through some of the details of getting started on your assignment today. So this assignment is for Wednesday. What is this? Sorry, I can't get my dates right. October 7th. So if you look down here, Wednesday, we're going to explore biodiversity, and then you're going to take a look at how abiotic factors affect coral reefs. And so what you'll do is go ahead and go to the assignment, and the first thing you're going to need to do before you can actually start anything is enroll in the class through the Gizmo website. Actually, it's Explore Learning. So whatever your class for biology is, first, third, or sixth period, you'll go ahead and open the enroll form. And when you open it up, it's pretty simple. You will just go to explorelearning.com. So this is an active site. You can click there or you can type it in. And then you're going to click on enroll in a class. It's in the upper right-hand corner of the page. And then here's your class code. So you will need to type in this class code in order to get access to any of the Gizmo labs that we're going to do, and you have to do them. So, and we're going to do several of these throughout the year, so you need to go ahead and enroll in the class. When you enroll, it's going to prompt you to set up an account, which is a good thing to do. You'll need to do that. So you can set your username and password for whatever you want. You make them something that you will remember, or at least write them down and put them somewhere where you can find them after you write them down. So once you have enrolled, then I think it takes you directly to your page that you need to go to. But I want to go back to our assignment page, and I'll just go over a little bit here. So you're going to watch the video, which is here, and then you'll move on to part 3. And so go to the Gizmo website, log in with your username and password. So theoretically, if you do this at the same time, you won't have to go back to it. But we're going to do coral reefs and abiotic factors. So you're going to go ahead and open that up, but then also loaded at the bottom is your assignment page. So make sure you go ahead and open that assignment page. And so it says Gizmo at the top, and you'll see some graphs and whatnot. The Gizmo page itself, or the interactive page itself, you should see something on your page that says first period biology and then coral reefs abiotic factors. So if you click on that, it'll take you to the Gizmo, and you'll just go ahead and click it to launch or to open it up. Now, if you look at your assignment sheet, there's some pre-lab questions and some vocabulary that you should make sure you're familiar with. So you'll answer these first few questions before you start anything, okay? And then when it go down here to the Gizmo, it tells you what to do. So basically, you're going to set this up exactly how it tells you, and then describe what you see. So coral reefs are some of the most diverse habitats on Earth, home to over 1/4 of all marine species. The Coral Reef Gizmo provides a simplified model of interactions among 10 key species in Caribbean reefs. In Coral Reefs 1 explorations, you will focus on the effects of the environmental factors on Caribbean reefs. All right, so number 1, it says click Advance Year 10 times. Look carefully at the composition of the reef over time. Do you see any major changes? And so when you go here to the Gizmo, so we've got the coral reef here, and then down here it says Advance Year at the bottom. So you're going to click that 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And so we're at year 10. And so there we go. Here's the information. So whenever it says to advance year, you're just going to click that advance year button. And then you can click restart to get it back to year 0. So it says then, after you write down your observations there, number 2, it says select the data tab to check on a few different particular species. And so if you go back to our coral reef Gizmo here, so here's what the reef looks like, but then here's the data. So on this data tab, you see there's a graph, and it gives you percentage of normal population on the y-axis and year on the x-axis. And you can see that over time, there's not been much change. Let me see if I can, nope, I can't zoom in. Okay, so we can see that there's not been much change. Okay, and then so what you're going to do then is go through a series of things that will change the coral reef community. So on the right side of the gizmo is a summary tab. And a healthy reef, what are the values of nutrient load, water clarity, and coral reef or coral cover? So again, you go back to the gizmo, and if you click the summary tab, we can see all these conditions. So you're going to be pulling data from here, and then you're also looking at the graph. So even though we're doing this interactive where we see the coral reef, we're going to pull some actual data to figure out what happens over time. Going back to the conditions, so you're going to toggle between conditions and summary, and you'll toggle between coral reef and data as well. Moving on down, it says on the conditions tab, return to the original condition or the original settings, click restart, and then we're going to continue and do some other things. So it says on the coral reef tab, click on each of the organisms in the table to give its name and what it eats. And so again, that's some more information. So we're going to restart, go back, and if you look here on the organisms, you can click on them. There's a hawksbill sea turtle, there's a stoplight parrotfish, and so you click on each one of these organisms to find out a little bit about them to do that table. As you move on down throughout the activity, it's going to tell you to, change maybe the storm severity, or change the ocean temperature, or change the ocean pH. If you change these and you don't, you need to get back to the original, you can just return to original settings. So that's basically it. You're going to use these tabs and settings. I do have one more thing to say. Up here at the top where it says ocean conditions, you're also going to have the ability to, it's going to ask you to change the land use settings at different points, or maybe the fishing, what's going on in the fishing industry, or diseases that get introduced, or invasive species. So you might have to change conditions up here. So just be aware of anywhere where there's something that you have the ability to click or change, you may need to change along the way. So at the end, as you finish this up, you're going to submit it on through Canvas on this Google Doc form, and then that's pretty much it. We will do several of these gizmos throughout the year, so up at where you in your class, every time we have a new one, we'll load one on. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to email me.